Hello, beautiful people. Can you believe it? It is day 50. We have hit half a century for those playing along at home of our year of yoga as we bring our hands to heart center, setting an intention for the day. What a beautiful 50 days it has been so far. Getting a little bit more flexible each day as we raise our hands above our head. Exhaling, taking our arms behind our body as we lift our heart towards the sky, dropping our head back, and then bringing our hands to our knees as we curl the spine in the opposite direction. Big deep breath in as we take the hands overhead, stretching through the shoulders, planting our fingertips onto the mat behind us, and then inhaling as we curve the spine in a seated cat pose. One more time, big deep breath in as we take the head back, lifting the chest high, sitting tall, and then exhaling as we forward fold the head over our chest. Coming back to a neutral spine and just rocking the head in a U shape from side to side, over to the left, inhaling, exhaling to the right, inhaling, exhaling. We're going to do the back half now, so dropping the head back from the left side, rolling over to the right, back again to the left. And then back to center. Lifting the shoulders high towards the ears and dropping them down again 3 times. Inhaling as we squeeze them up, feeling the tension, and then exhaling as we release and let it all go. Coming onto our right side now, pushing up through the right knee, the right hand, taking the left leg long, left arm is overhead. You can bring the left leg up parallel with the ground if you like, and holding, or go for more of a star shape, planting down on the knees and then coming over to the left side, pushing up through the left hand, right arm overhead, right leg going parallel with the mat. And then bringing the knees back to meet, tucking the toes underneath the feet this time and sitting back on the heels as we sit tall. And then just placing the palms of our hands in the small of our back and opening our chest towards the sky as we drop our head backwards. Back to center as we raise our arms up and then exhaling. Doing a side bend over to the right, inhaling, exhaling as we come over to the left. Inhaling, exhaling over to the right. Inhaling, exhaling over to the left. Back to center. Interlacing the fingers, turning them inside out, in front and then above our head as we get even more of a stretch through the spine. Giving the feet a little tap out at the back there. Coming into tabletop position, we're going to run through 3 cat-cows, so dropping the head back, pushing the chest and the belly towards the floor, and then exhaling into cat pose as we curl the spine towards the sky. 2 more times. Exhaling, cat pose. Inhaling on cow. Making sure the wrists are under the shoulders, knees are under the hips. Back to neutral spine. Doing 3 big circles now with the hips in one direction. And then 3 big circles in the opposite direction. Just leaning forward on the wrists now to give them a bit of a stretch. And then turning the palms the other way so the fingers are facing the knees. Leaning forward and then back. Leaning forward and then back. So stretch out the wrists, the forearms. Turning them the other way now. And then planting down through the left hand, taking the right hand high for one breath here, and then threading the right hand under the left side of the body, bringing our right cheek onto the mat. Left arm goes long. Hips are high. Taking 3 rounds of breath here. Bringing the left hand next to the face as we push up. Breathing in, exhaling as we thread the hand through. Inhaling, right arm goes high. Exhaling, right arm goes through. One more time. And then coming back to center. Taking the arms long now as we sink the chest towards the mat, coming down onto our forehead into puppy dog pose. Eventually you want to be able to get your chest closer to the mat if you can. It's a beautiful stretch for the shoulders and the thoracic. And interlacing the fingers and bringing the hands just to the back of the head as we give the triceps a stretch here. Just taking 2 big, deep, juicy rounds of breath here. And then taking the hands back to the mat, coming back in tabletop position. We're going to do the left side this time, planting down through the right hand. Left hand goes high. And then threading the left hand under the right side of the body as we bring the left cheek to the mat. Getting an upper body twist. Keeping the hips high. Right arm goes long. Taking about 3 rounds of breath here. And then pushing up through the right hand as it comes next to the face. Taking the left hand high and exhaling as we thread it through. Inhaling, exhaling. Inhaling, one more time, exhaling. Taking the arms out in front for puppy dog pose again. Gently resting the forehead onto the mat. If this is too much on your shoulders, you can bring the forearms closer to the head. Tucking the toes now as we come into downward facing dog. Taking the hips high, legs are straight, heels towards the mat. Head is hanging heavy between the shoulders, the arms. Fingertips are spread wide. Into high plank, engaging the core, and then slowly lowering the body to the mat as we come into 3 baby cobras. Inhaling on the way up, exhaling on the way down. Inhaling, exhaling. Taking our arms out so we're in a T shape now, and then using the left hand to push the body over to the right side. Left leg bends up and over the right leg that's stretched out straight. And the right arm is stretched out behind us there. You should feel this gorgeous stretch in through the shoulder and the pecs. If you have any type of shoulder injury though, please don't do this pose. Maybe you can meet us in child's pose instead. Over to the other side now. Left arm goes long out by the side. Right leg bends up and over the outstretched left leg now, as the right hand supports the body. Feeling this beautiful twist through the shoulders and the upper body. Back to center now. I'm just going to grab the feet. So left hand grabs the left foot, right hand grabs the right foot. I'm just going to stretch the thighs here before coming into bow pose as we pull the arms away from the body and the legs away from the body. Continuing to breathe here, and then gently lowering the feet back to the mat. And then we're just going to reverse windmill the legs here to each side, tapping the foot out to the side of the hips, just to create a bit more fluidity and twist in the lower body, the lower part of the back. And then coming up onto our right side, on the right elbow and the right knee. Left arm's going high, left leg is going parallel, or you can come up onto both feet, both legs are straight, and then bringing the knee towards the chest, the left leg, 5 times. Remember, you can stay down on that right knee if you need to. And then we're just going to come down onto both forearms as we twist the body, almost in a plank position if you like. 5 times. And then coming back up onto our hands into downward facing dog. High plank, engaging the core, the shoulders, and then slowly lowering the body to the mat, untucking the toes, 3 baby cobras, inhaling on the way up, exhaling on the way down. Legs should be relaxed here. Then taking the arms out in a T shape. I'm going to push off on to the right side, using our left hand to help support the body. Left leg bends up and over the right. Back to center, coming over to the left side now. Left arm is out to the side, right leg comes up and over the left. Coming back to center now. grabbing the feet again as we stretch out those thighs before coming into bow pose, lifting the chest and the thighs off the mat as we pull the feet and the hands away from each other. And it's this beautiful bow shape. And then gently lowering the feet back to the mat. And then reverse windmill, legs to each side, 3 times each side. Then coming up onto the left side this time. Right arm goes high. Coming up onto both feet if you like, and then bringing the right knee towards the chest 5 times. Continuing to breathe with each movement. And then twisting the body as we bring that right arm down to meet the left on the mat 5 times. Inhaling, exhaling, inhaling, exhaling. Pushing up into downward facing dog again. Just checking in with the body. High plank. Bringing the left foot in between the hands, dropping the back knee to the mat. Pushing our hips towards the mat as we raise our arms up above the head. Sinking deeper into this pose. Maybe leaning back if that feels good for you today. Placing our hands on our front knee. And then grabbing the back foot with our hand. I'm going to stretch the hip flexors and the thigh here. Maybe taking the left arm out to the side in a cactus pose. And then dropping the back leg to the mat, leaning forward into that front leg one more time. And then planting the right hand down, taking the left hand high as we get this upper body twist. And then framing the left foot, kicking it back to meet the right in downward facing dog. I'm going to bring the right foot through this time in between the hands. Dropping the left knee to the mat. Bringing our arms up overhead. Putting a slight back bend in, if you like. Placing our hands on that front knee. And then grabbing the foot, the left foot with the left hand, bringing that foot towards the bottom. Maybe taking the right hand out to the side. Gently releasing the foot back to the mat. Sinking one more time into the pose. Planting the left hand down as we twist the upper body, taking the right hand high. And then bringing the right foot back to meet the left in downward facing dog. Walking the feet up between the hands, forward folding the upper body onto the thighs. Hands can maintain contact with the mat, or you can hug the thighs in towards the chest. Hands back to the mat, coming up for halfway lift. Forward fold. Wide arms as we inhale into a standing position. Hands at heart center. And then coming into Tadasana, dropping the shoulders away from the ears, engaging the core. Chest is proud. top of the legs are switched on and turned inward. And we're planting down through the feet, contact points of the feet into the earth. Taking the left leg high here. And take that leg back as I turn to the side of the mat into star pose. Big breath in. Hands to prayer position as we forward fold the upper body over the legs that are very wide and straight. Maybe grabbing the elbows here, letting the upper body, the shoulders, the head just hang heavy. Or you could bring your hands to your shins and pull the upper body closer to the legs. Whatever feels good for you on this day, do more of that. Hands back to the mat now. Halfway lift, forward fold. Swan diving the arms up and over the head. So we bring our hands back to heart center, walking the feet in towards each other, about hip width apart. Come into tree pose, so bringing the right foot, the sole of the foot to the inside of the left thigh. Standing tall and proud, raising our arms above our head and then touching the middle finger to the thumb as we bring our arms to cactus pose. Maintaining our drishni, our gaze on something that's not moving ahead of us. Maybe wiggling the toes of the left foot so that they're not under pressure. Bringing hands back to prayer position. I'm going to drop that right leg out to the side of the mat, come straight down into a side lunge. Holding for a round of breath here. Coming back up and then bringing the right foot in towards the left as we plant down through the right and bring the sole of the left foot into the inner thigh of our right leg. Taking our arms up overhead, connecting the middle finger with the thumb. This mudra with our fingers symbolizes patience and discipline. So if you feel like you need more of that in your life right now, perfect pose for you and I. As we come into a side lunge on the opposite side now. Bringing our feet back to center. I'm going to run through this sequence one more time as we bring our right leg in to the inner thigh of our left, taking our arms high, connecting the middle finger and thumb again. Hands at heart center, down to a side lunge on the right side. Feeling a beautiful stretch on the inner leg. Feet back together as we bring the sole of the left foot on the inside of the right leg. Hands in prayer position as we raise them above our head. Doing our mudra again with our fingers. If you really want to test your balance here, you can close down the eyes. And then coming into a side lunge on the left side. Hands to hips as we forward fold the upper body over the legs. Fingertips connecting with the earth. Or you can grab the elbows or the shins. whatever you like. This is your practice as much as it is my practice today. Halfway lift, forward fold. Bring the arms up overhead as we inhale. I'm just going to do some walkouts here. So forward folding and walking the hands out into a high plank position, and then walking them back in as we come to standing pose. Do that 2 more times, walking the hands out, high plank, and then walking the hands back towards the feet as we stand up again. Last time, walking the hands out, embracing the core, and then walking the hands back towards the legs. Walking the hands out one more time into downward facing dog. Just going to come into high plank, but this time we're going to untuck the toes. Come onto the top of the feet here, embracing the core and the glutes, and then pushing back into downward facing dog. Again, coming into high plank, coming onto the top of our feet, and then drop into our knees as we come into closed-legged child's pose. And we're just going to tap the hands on the soles of the feet here, give them a little bit of a massage. They carry us around all day, so they're bound to get tired and overused sometimes. So just giving them a little bit of a back slap here before gently resting the hands on the soles of the feet, curled up in this beautiful little ball, allowing our spine to relax and our foreheads gently resting on the mat. Two more rounds of breath. And then slowly sitting up as we flip ourselves over onto our bottom, bending the right knee so that the foot is beside our hips, the left leg is long, coming down onto the forearms as we feel this stretch through the thigh of the right leg. And if you can come down onto your back if your body allows. If it doesn't, that's okay. Just stay up either on the forearm position or on your hands. Continuing to breathe deeply here. Might feel a bit of tightness, but that's okay, that's normal. As we come back up onto our forearms and then up onto our hands as we take our right leg to meet the left. We're just going to lift the whole body up off the ground here, so only our heels and our hands are touching. We're going to work our arms here. We want a beautiful straight line from the top of our head to the heels of our feet. Engaging the core, embracing the glutes. And now we're going to go over to the other side. So bending the left leg up now, behind. And then coming down onto our forearms. Right leg is stretched out long. And then again, if your body permits, coming down slowly and gently onto your back. This side was definitely tighter for me. I don't know about you, but you may notice that one side is definitely tighter than the other, and that's okay. That's completely normal as well. Coming back up onto the forearms, up onto the hands, letting the left leg go long and meeting the right before lifting the whole body up again onto the heels and the hands, opening our heart towards the sky, feeling it getting warmer through our legs as we start to bring each knee up towards the chest. Continuing to maintain the integrity, this beautiful straight line from the head to the heels, and then lowering the body back to the earth. Coming down to lying position now. I'm going to bring the knees up so that the feet are on the mat. Maybe scratch your nose if you need to. I'm going to come into reverse tabletop, so getting your arms in position, wrists are above the shoulders, and then our knees are above our hips and our calves are parallel to the mat. And we're just going to tap the right leg, tap the left leg, then tap both legs together. Let's do this a couple of times. This is really great for the core as well as our coordination, building stability through the body. Lowering the feet back to the mat. And then coming into bridge pose as we take our pelvis towards the sky. Holding for a couple of breaths and then taking the bottom to the mat 3 times. And then holding on the last. Slowly lowering the body to the mat. Coming into an inversion pose now, so rocking the legs up high above us so that our toes are pointing towards the sky. Our hands are supporting our back and our bottom as we bring the soles of our feet to meet in butterfly pose. And then we're just going to lower our legs down so that our knees frame our head and our feet gently rest on the floor behind our head. And just using the arms here for stability and support, maybe pushing the body a little bit further. You should feel this beautiful stretch through the spine and the shoulders. If you can get the legs fully flat on the floor, amazing. If you can do it with straight legs, even better. But just really controlling your breath in this pose. It's quite easy to hold our breath in this one and for our breath to become really shallow. So make sure that you're still filling up that diaphragm and then pushing off, making sure our hands are supporting our back here. So we come back into butterfly pose with the legs. And then taking the legs long before slowly lowering the body back down towards the mat. Maybe hugging the knees in. And maybe doing a few rocks here on our back just to massage it a little bit. I know I definitely got a few cracks here. And then bringing the back to rest gently on the mat, hugging in the knees one last time. And placing the feet on the mat before taking the legs long. And then bending the right knee up and over the left. Right arm is out to the side. Our gaze goes out to the side as we get this beautiful twist in our sort of our thoracic and lower spine here. Back to center. Left leg will bend up and over the right. The right hand will gently pull that left leg towards the earth as we take our gaze in the opposite direction. And then slowly releasing the leg, coming back to center. Hugging the knees in. Maybe rocking side to side. And then taking the legs long as we come into our final resting pose, Shavasana. Feel free to have your palms face up if you feel like you want to attract more magical things into your world right now, more abundance. Or turn the palms over if you feel like you need a bit more grounding and calmness in your day. Just relaxing the body, but also relaxing your thoughts. I'm going to give you some silence now, and I'll bring you out of this pose in about 4 or 5 minutes. So enjoy this state of relaxation. Start bringing some awareness back into the body now. Maybe taking a deep breath, circling the feet, circling the hands, the wrists. Maybe stretching the whole body. And then when you're ready, rolling over to one side. And then pushing up into seated pose. Sitting nice and tall, legs are crossed, eyes are closed down. And then inhaling as we bring our hands to our third eye. May we have kind and loving thoughts today as we lower our hands to our lips. May we speak kind and loving words today as we lower our hands to our heart space. May we have kind and loving intentions today. And before we close out, just thinking of one thing that you can be grateful for today. Thank you for joining me. Namaste.